facing off for the first time ever was the Big Show and Ryback on this show. I was hoping to see this match initially at WrestleMania 29 this past year, with Big Show as the World Heavyweight Champion, Ryback as the Royal Rumble winner. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out that way, because they gave the Royal Rumble victory instead to, of course, and none other than John Cena, who faced The Rock in a very mediocre main event for WrestleMania this year. But that's another rant for another day. Then I was hoping we would get this match with the roles reversed at this year's, or the upcoming WrestleMania, at WrestleMania 30, since Ryback is now heel and Big Show has since turned face. I didn't think Big Show would put him over anyway. I mean, with Big Show being a face, Ryback being the heel, and considering how buried Ryback has been over the last year or so, I had no doubts in my mind that he would have come out on the losing end of that matchup had it happened at WrestleMania. But surprisingly enough, this matchup was actually good. I say that because their matchup, the matchup between Mark Henry and Ryback from this past year's WrestleMania was a very big disappointment. Their styles just did not mesh. It was a train wreck of a matchup. It's unfortunate because, like I said, I had high hopes for that matchup, and Ryback didn't even win. It was a complete waste. So anyway, we got Big Show versus Ryback on the show. Good matchup. Ryback dominates most of the contest before Big Show ultimately pulls out with the victory after a WMD, weapon of mass destruction. However, Ryback put up a heck of a fight against the world's largest athlete. When he wasn't putting out a rest hold on him, he engaged in the shell-shocked. He put the shell-shocked on the Big Show. Now, I remember talking about this on my other radio shows earlier this year, talking with people, is Ryback going to be able to shell-shock Big Show? They should practice this first. Because remember, it was almost exactly a year ago. I think it was exactly a year ago to this day of November 9th, 2013, that Ryback faced Tensai. And this wasn't the matchup that Ryback botched. I think that was about a month prior. But even still, remember, those of you, it's hard to forget that Ryback botched the shell-shocked on a Tensai. And Tensai is way smaller than Big Show. So I was very surprised that Ryback was able to hit that move on the Big Show last night without botching it all. So it was a very cool sight. Of course, the Big Show kicked out of the finisher. But, and again, like I said before, it kind of killed any momentum for this matchup. If it was going to happen for the first time ever at WrestleMania next year, it still could. I'm not saying it won't, but it kind of killed the first time ever vibe. But even still, good showing from Ryback, who at this point I think might as well just turn face. I think I said that last week, but it seems like a popular decision by this point. I thought he could play a good heel when he initially turned back in April, but they bombed it, because the only reason why he was so over with the crowd at this point last year was because of his Feed Me More chants. Remember, it was almost exactly a year ago that this guy was headlining Survivor Series for the WWE Championship against CM Punk and John Cena. A year later, he's jobbing to R-Truth. So, I don't know what their plan is for Ryback. I know there's rumors going around right now that he might face Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I'd be fine with that, but there's no chance in hell that Ryback comes out of that one victorious. And the reasoning behind that match would be, of course, that since Paul Heyman has since severed ties with the big monster named Ryback, that he would fetch Lesnar onto Ryback to face off against him at Royal Rumble. Now, a lot of people draw comparisons between Lesnar and Goldberg and Lesnar and Ryback if that match was to happen, and that matchup could very well be terrible. But Brock Lesnar has had a handful of 5-star matches since coming back against the likes of CM Punk, John Cena, and even Triple H. I would say their most recent matchup at Extreme Rules was pretty good. So Lesnar has had a strong streak of great matches on pay-per-view. And it could be another win for Lesnar going into Mania, whoever he ends up facing, maybe a rematch with Punk. But even still, like I said before, I think turning back Ryback babyface would be the best thing for him at this point.